गुड इवनिंग, नमस्कार, जय हिंद। आप सबका स्वागत आज के हमारे हृदय में भगवान श्री ध्यान केंद्र से रूबरू के एपिसोड में। मैं हूं मां प्रेम श्वेता और आप हमें देख रहे हैं NIN लाइव पर। आज हमारे साथ जुड़े हैं मित्र बैंगलोर, साउथ इंडिया से।
प्रणाम प्रणाम माँ।
प्रणाम स्वामी जी, प्रणाम माँ। स्वागत है आपका आपके आज के एपिसोड में। वार्म वेलकम टू बोथ ऑफ यू इन टुडेज एपिसोड। I would like to tell my viewers that Swami Amano Mahapad ji and Ma Bodhi Nisarga have joined us from Osho Nisargam, Bangalore. Swami ji and Ma, it is an honor for us to have the two of you here with us today to speak about Osho Nisargam, Bangalore with our viewers. So, my first question to both of you is the journey towards sannyas. How did it begin? What was it that attracted you to the teachings of the master?
Okay. Shall I?
You first.
Yeah, I am a kind of a born sannyasi. So from the beginning, I had this spiritual quest. And I have done quite many vratas, upvasas. My granny, she's a very devotee of Sri Krishna. And wherever she went, I went with her. Just like that. Not having any expectation, no, nothing. Just going with her and enjoying being in the temple. So especially the ancient temples calls me all the time. That was the pull in those days. So in that way, I have went on in the search. So what is it all about? This spirituality is. Okay. And then at a point of time, the question came to me, who am I? What is all this about? So in this quest, I went into the centers network. That's what Prasad is telling. So in that, I have participated in the program. That is also a kind of transformational program. I won't call it really a transformational program, but definitely it helps to look into how our mind functions. What is its game? All this kind of a inquiry. It's a more an inquiry mode. So you have to inquire into your own mindset, how it is all shaped, So in that way, it has helped a lot for me. And in that journey is, as I told you last time, in that journey only, I came to, I met Osho. So that's how the Diksha happened, and it is all continuing.
Ji. Swamiji, how was it for you, to
mine would be a very rough road journey. Basically, I came from a very, how do I say, my first 10 years was a very joyous, playful in a forest area. And then when I was almost 10 years old, I was shifted to Bangalore for studies. Then there was a sudden world of difference between how I had grown up in the environment I grew up and the people I grew up for 10 years, and then suddenly coming and being in Bangalore. So the next 10 years was a roller coaster journey, wherein which I didn't know these two worlds were never matching. My first 10 years old world and the next 10 years old world. From language to culture to behavior to attitude to on so many things. So in that milieu, I graduated and I had questions about everything in life. And I had there is a basic environment at home where you read and read and read and read. Whatever you can lay hands, you read. So
जी
in that culture, I was introduced to various kinds of things, from religious books to political books to uh, any, what do you say, sahitya, literature. So various kinds of things I had read. So by the time I was 18, 19 years old, my whole attention turned towards social justice, human rights, development issues,
जी
all these kinds of things. By 20 years, I was associated with trade unions, and I went through almost 5, 6 years of work with trade unions, got introduced to communist literature of Karl Marx and Engels and all that. And then political education also started. And around this time was this whole situation of emergency for from June 1975 to almost April, May 1997, almost some 18, 20 months or so. So that was a very big period wherein which many of us who were very young got politically exposed to various things that was happening in the country. So by 78, I was saying, look, I need to change the direction of my life. I went into higher studies in Tata Institute of Social Science, Bombay, did my master's in social work, and then went into what is called rural development programs. For the next 10, 15 years, I was associated with all kinds of development programs, environmental campaigns, and whatever that comes in the field of development and social justice and all that. So in that 15 years, what I experienced was no matter what you do, nothing is enough. No matter what you do, it doesn't work. Things go wrong. So the more you do, the more problems you encounter. So the social issues has a never-ending quality. Ever beginning, never ending, always expanding. No problems get reduced. So the doubts for me started coming in from various angles. That is when I got into the same thing that Padma was talking of, this centers network programs, wherein which it started talking about looking into one's mind. That connected me to the literature and things that I had read during my childhood, whether it is Ramayana or Mahabharata or various things that we read in our Indian mythology and Indian literature. This question of mind is always a major factor. So as I started working on that, then there was alternate uh, books that were available from various corners about the psychology, about what do they say, mm, existential philosophy, Albert Camus, वगैरह वगैरह. So there were so many of those exposures through the books I had. In that direction, I came also across with Osho. I had read Jiddu Krishnamurti also. Then Osho came into. So as I started reading Osho more and more, many of my own internal questions, my own search started getting answered. So that is how my reading of Osho's book enhanced. And around that time was a friend of ours who was volunteering in the Osho Books exhibition in Bangalore. His name is Ravi. So we went, Padma and myself went into Osho book exhibition and we bought some books and we read more. And incidentally, they were enrolling people for meditation center in meditation camp in Bangalore. Anand Subha was going to come, and Padma and myself enrolled on the same day. And 1 month later, we were in the meditation camp in Bangalore. So this was in 1994. So, and after the meditation camp, as it turned out, we went to Pune. So we finished meditation camp on Sunday. On Monday evening, we were in a train to Pune, and then we met all that Tathagat, Neelam, and everybody, and then the book translation started, and suddenly we were in a new river of journey. And Osho's work has carried us forward for the last 20, uh, 95,
27.
yeah, almost 27 years. We have been lost in this world.
Um, this is a very interesting journey, to
Yeah,
begin, to join trade unions, going through transformation,
yeah,
discovering Osho, because I always say this, that Osho as a master sets you free from shackles. He
yeah,
doesn't bind you in any which ways. He just sets you free to discover
exactly.
yourself on your own path of self discovery. And
Yeah.
now I want to ask you this. You started out with the meditation camp with Swami Anand Swabhav, took sannyas, went to Pune. How did the journey progress towards, you know, constructing Osho Nisargam? How did Osho Nisargam come into being? What was the idea that set the ball rolling and how did it happen?
Yeah.
This is basically meditation is being conducted. We had the farm. We had the farm. In the farm also, Prasad's a lot of people used to come to
Okay.
meeting this and that. So in that time we have started the work. Even before the sannyas, I have taught many people the meditations. So 10-day program used to happen in the farm. So during that period, meditation is also one of the thing. So other things Prasad used to take, I used to teach meditation. So
This work began way back in 94, 95. Every month we used to have about 50 people who will come and stay with us at the farm for a period of 10 days. And Padma would conduct the meditation with them in the morning, in the evening, and we do other programs during the daytime.
so
Yeah, go ahead.
it used to be like that. And then we came to Bangalore. So we bought a place here. So in this place also the meditation, this is purely meditation center. So Prasad also does one of his program, Learning to Learn. That also he does here.
Okay.
So yeah, and every 6 months or 4 months once, I conduct the meditation camp, which is in outside in the place
Okay.
where it's a residential program. There
Okay.
is a
Uh,
space. Hmm.
okay. All
Yeah.
right. What is the residential program all about? Which meditations are conducted? What is
Hmm.
done? Can you please tell us about
Hmm.
it?
Yeah, from morning 5:30 to 8 o'clock, there will be almost 10 meditations I will be teaching them.
Oh.
It, there are, it depends what type of people have come. So
Mm-hmm.
accordingly, I go with at that time. What is the meditation?
Sorry.
So I won't go with any planning or any such thing because
Mm-hmm.
precious all meditations I myself have done and I know what it is really.
Ji.
So in that way, I see what is the environment and how the people are. So then I will teach the
Uh,
meditations. Yeah, 10
so
meditations every day, almost
10
5 days.
meditations every day.
Mm,
Okay.
mm,
All
yeah.
right. And you design your meditations, as per the people that are there with you, as
Hmm,
per what is the requirement of the
hmm,
group. Uh,
Of course,
Swamiji,
there is always
ji,
1 minute. There is always dynamic, which is compulsory. Kundalini is compulsory. These two is the compulsory meditations.
all right.
So rest of all is it will change. Yeah.
Okay. Um, Swamiji, when something begins, it doesn't begin overnight. It
Yeah,
happens as a journey, and every journey will have its ups and its downs. The ups are what people love to talk about, tell, but what were the roadblocks that you faced while bringing Osho Nisargam into work?
I would say one of our major roadblocks, both Padma and myself come from very ordinary families. Neither there is wealth of the family, nor did we devote our life to earn money. We did lot of work, but we haven't accumulated money. Though we had the farm, one of the things that we were not able to accomplish was to convert that farm into a meditation center. We tried, we did meditation camps over there. We used to put up shamiana and do the meditation camps. But somehow, even though we thought we did whatever we could for more than 10, 15 years, it just did not take off. It just needed a group of people of different kinds and with different resources that we were not able to put together. That, I would say, is one of the biggest roadblocks that we found in our journey. And finally, we came back to Bangalore, and Padma was also keen that, look, somehow we need to do something.
Ji.
However, we just put together some resource that we could manage between Padma and me, and bought this place, which is a ground floor building of a apartment. And we did not, we removed all the internal walls, and we have got a space where about 30 to 50 people can meditate.
Yes.
Active meditation, about 30 people can do. Sitting meditation, about 50 people can do. And Padma stays here 24 hours, and she welcomes people who comes anytime, and she guides them personally every day. And we are content with what has happened now. And perhaps if things have to happen, something new will happen.
Contentment is the word. You're content, you're happy, and you're spreading the essence of the master's teachings without any barriers, I am very sure the feeling must be very soul satisfying, to be without barriers of anything, doing it out of your own love, being there 24/7 is the kind of a dedication that not many people have. And when I speak of dedication, and I have the two of you with me, I often think of the Kannada books that you have published, about which I have spoken with you. But I want to talk to you about Osho Vachana, the monthly magazine that you've been bringing out every month for the last 22 years. I guess it's 22 years that you have, or maybe more. From 1995, 27 years. 27 years, I correct myself, for 27 years. How do you strategize what magazine to bring and what, content to have? How do you do it? And how is Osho Vachana circulated amongst people? If you can tell us about that.
Yeah, I will tell you briefly, because this whole work of Osho Vachana has been one of our sannyasins, Kiran Kumar.
All right.
Swami
Antar Vishwas. He has taken over this Osho Vachana's work. I think at some point of time you should interview him, especially for Osho Vachana. But anyway, since you have asked the question, since we are associated right from the beginning, I also know the whole story. But I would like him to present it directly. Okay, I will briefly say it. See, one of the things around Padma and myself is that there is no strategy, there is no planning. We just start the work, and if it moves, it moves. Okay? We are willing to put work, we are willing to put the money we have. Beyond this, we have nothing else to put.
Tan man dan. Daldo. Yes.
So that we are able to do. Doing work has never been our problem. Giving what we have also is not a problem. So that is how Osho Vachana began. We first brought out a small demi 1/8 size some 20 pages Osho Vachana. Kiran must have kept this for posterity's sake. We brought it out for 6 months to explore whether can we bring out a magazine in the first place. So 6 months we were able to do. Around that time, Kiran wanted to leave his profession of chartered accountancy and start doing something else. So he said, look, there is one, this one which I have forgotten. Just wait. Kiran's wife Viji was also interested, and she is also a sannyasin. She said, okay, I will do. After about 6 months, she said, okay, look, let Kiran handle it. And Kiran took it over. Okay. So Kiran continued doing that for the next 2 years in that small, he increased it to 32 pages and still that demi 1/8 size. Around 98, something hit us. We said, look, let us make it colorful and let us do it in big. So we somehow managed the resources and printed 5,000 copies of color magazine of 40 pages.
All right.
For about 2 years, we managed to keep that going. And we just could not manage beyond 2 years making 5,000 copies. So somehow we were able to distribute, put it out into the market, but money never came.
Yes. Okay.
So we said, look, we cannot carry on this activity like this. So then we had to only print to the people who have subscribed to the magazine. So about 2,000 people had subscribed to the magazine at that time. We reduced the numbers to 2,000, 1,500. So we now print only to satisfy our subscribers, and very little we put out to the market. So that is one part of how we started and where it has
this corona time also, because where shops and things like that is difficult.
It won't go.
It won't go.
So now it is all sent through post directly from the printing press. It goes to the subscribers directly. Okay.
Right.
The whole work of translation is being done by Kiran Kumar, except when he prints like a serial, one of the books that we might have already published, which is also very rare. Otherwise, we put about 32 pages of translated material in Kannada month after month after month. And other than the little subscription that Kiran gets, he raises money to cover the expenses through once a year he produces a special magazine to which he collects advertisements. And for a long period of time, Padma had her business outfit in Bangalore. So Osho Vachana did not have to pay telephone expenses, office expenses, or anything of that nature. Everything was taken care of by Padma's business. Padma is Ma Bodhinisar, incidentally.
Yes, I understand it. And
yeah.
We are
this is Swami Prasad. Narayan Prasad.
So,
yes, I know that.
So that way, one was supporting the other, and things went on. And he is also one person who has not bothered much about money. So long as there is money to do the work, good enough. So, and the work has continued. And I think you should talk to Kiran Kumar much, Swami Antar Vishwas much more.
Definitely, definitely. Yeah. We would love to listen to him, because to have this vision, to have the master's teachings in a language for people to understand. The idea is to take the master's, the essence of his teachings, to the people of this country, to understand what it is to have a vision that is beyond years, that is wisdom beyond years that he has left as legacy for each of us, and he continues to be within us through his teachings. We were just talking about COVID times, that in COVID times, it was difficult. During COVID times, did you do any online meditations or meditation programs for people? Because there was this wave of fear in people, the fear of losing people, the fear of, having lost people, that hollowness. So did you conduct any activities online for people associated with you?
Yeah. See, we had two types of programs. One was the program that Padma used to conduct physically, being with people in Bangalore. She has a group of sannyasins who work with her from Tumkur. Padma would go every month, irrespective of what the situation was. And Padma would sit and work with them. That continued. However, people coming to the center was an inappropriate action because
Okay.
we would unnecessarily invite complaints from the neighborhood. So,
Okay.
what we used to do was have the programs through that over the
Zoom.
internet Zoom. Through
Okay,
the
yes.
Zoom, we used to meet everybody for about 2-3 hours, and our
Okay.
activities continued. And we used to run
All
a
right.
program for learning to learn. That has been happening for two groups of people. And we had another group called Wellness and Togetherness. And it's the same group of people. We used to have different, every 10 sessions, you would have a different name and we would work with the group. Those programs also continued month on month basis.
Okay. All right. Swamiji and Ma, this is my last question to you of the evening, and I want to ask you, what message do you want to give to people about meditations and looking within and connecting within oneself?
Yeah, for me, the first thing is trust in themselves. That is what I would say. If they cannot trust themselves, at least they have to trust the master. That will be my major message. Trust in the master, or trust within oneself. If that is there, no matter whatever happens, either you are surrendered or you are a traveler, a journeying person, goes on inquiring and inquiring and inquiring. So that also requires the trust within oneself. If that is not there, no matter whatever meditations people may do, and no, they will not, it will be more fun rather than inquiry.
Yes.
So that search is very, very essential. Who am I? What for I have come here for? What can I contribute? I am using everything here. Even the body is not mine. Even the body is borrowed. If that much is also not their sense, then no, meditation is not for them.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I
So
can
this is
understand.
what I would say. Trust in oneself or trust the existence. It is too big. What is existence? What doesn't know? So trust in the master. That is what will be my message.
So, Ji,
Yeah.
the master
Yeah.
is forever guiding and leading each one of
Yeah.
us
He
through a
was,
path
he
of
is, he
self-discovery.
will be. He was,
Yes.
he is, he will be. So that
Yes,
is the
he's leading
trust.
us. Yes.
Yeah.
Uh, Swamiji, what will you say about this? What would you like to tell to
Yeah,
people?
I would say watch your mind, transcend limitations of the body, limitations of the mind, and limitations of emotions. Our actions, our intentions, and our being needs to be above the limitations of our body, emotions, and mind. That's the basic work each one has to do. So if we are able to do that, however small we start, however slowly we start working with ourselves, Each one of us should work with ourselves, do what we can, and keep progressing in this direction.
Yes, indeed. I must say, thank you, Swamiji. Thank you, Ma, for joining in with us today, for speaking about Ocean Sargam. Through the work you have done is so amazing and so inspiring, because to go down a path trusting the master and his existence and the universe to lead us through is a beautiful emotion. Thank you, Swamiji. Thank you, Ma, for taking out your precious time and coming in today. We are very grateful to you for sharing your experiences and your learnings. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you very much for all the opportunity you have given, and it is a privilege to be of some service to the community through the work of what Osho has given to us, and to give it to the community as our little contribution that we can do. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Shweta. You and your team is doing a wonderful job. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank
Good.
you so much. Pranam. Thank you.